with the display, it's got a 5.2-inch 1080p screen. It's Sony's triluminous technology, which is really awesome. But I've been tough on Sony screens in the past, especially the latest iterations, the Z2, because they use waterproofing on it. There's been sort of a layer over the screen. So what I know is a gorgeous screen underneath has looked washed out to me completely because of that sort of waterproofing that they do for the IP65 and 68, which this also has. On the Z3v, however, you can't tell this thing is waterproof. The screen finally looks awesome, like Sony screens have always been before they tried to get all safe from puddles. Looks really good here. The triluminous display is probably the best I've seen at blacks. The blacks look super dark. If you show sort of an image on black, an image on blue, you can really see how bright almost the black is. So Sony nailed the screen here. I was really happy with that. I don't miss not having a Quad HD display. I know it's kind of becoming mainstream now, but I haven't seen that big a difference between a good 1080p screen and a Quad HD display, so that really didn't work against the device for me. Screen looks gorgeous on here, so thumbs up to Sony. Plenty of power under the hood here as well. It's Snapdragon 801. I know we live in a world where the 805 exists, but if you've got a Snapdragon with an 8 in front of it, you probably have a plenty powerful phone. Nothing lagged at all. The thing's got 3 gigs of RAM inside. I was able to play games, open apps, multitask without ever feeling even an iota of slowdown. And yes, I busted out the word iota. So battery life has also been pretty baller. 3,200 milliamp hours is usually what you see for a device that has a Quad HD display, so this thing can get you through 2 days no problem. My usage off the charger around 7:30. 2 email accounts being pulled down, probably about 2 hours of phone call on this device, some YouTube viewing and some gaming just to try and zap the battery. It's kind of a reasonable use as much as I could. Time I plugged it at night around 10:30, 11, I had 60% battery life left. So if you turn the brightness down to keep mine around 75%, you could maybe even push it to 3 days. So everything sounds super positive, but it's not all rosy in the world. The design, I gotta take some umbrage with. So spec-wise, it's kind of the same as what you've got on the Z3. Design-wise, though, in the way it kind of looks like a Z2, so it's kind of a bit of a Frankenstein device. I love the thinness of the Z3. I love the way the Z3 looks. This one looks like a better spec than the Z2, which is not a bad-looking phone, but looks like it could maybe lose a few millimeters there on the waist. So if you follow the video world, you know that Sony's really stepped up their game camera department, not only for their Alpha and NEX line, but also for these little sensors, which a lot of companies use. You've got a beastly 20.7 megapixel camera. I didn't get a chance to test the camera as much as I want, as I would do for a normal review, but low light camera is absolutely incredibly good. Taking pictures in normal light is really sharp, and of course that high megapixel, you can just zoom in on whatever you want. So doing zooming and cropping is no issue at all. Also shoots 4K video, which on a phone is nice. It seems kind of gimmicky to me, but it can do it, and if you've got a nice Sony 4K TV or whatever other 4K TV you have, you can show it, although you can't really see what your 4K footage looks like on your 1080p screen. Sony does have some nice additions though. You can run apps on top of your home screen, things that they've done like calculator and calendar and things, and sort of some picture viewing. It's a nice addition. I don't like that it's hidden under the multitasking button, because if you don't use multitasking, you would never find that that was there. But it is. I love they have close all for closing all tabs. That's a super nice feature. They made the pull down shade to X-Quick notifications a little bit easier, more intuitive. There is a decent amount of bloatware on this device. Verizon likes to do that. They sort of push their Verizon Messenger on you. But I think about Android, you can swap that for whatever third-party messenger you want to use. The 80s kid in me also loves that there's a Walkman app. I really didn't use it that much, but I love that it exists. I just like seeing the word Walkman. It reminds me of having that sort of yellow Walkman around my waist with those cool Sony headphones when I was a kid, thinking I was super cool listening to some young MC. But that's another story. Verizon service, at least in Southern California, is also pretty ridiculously awesome. I had LTE everywhere I went. Call quality was awesome. Speakerphone could have been a little bit louder, but I had no drop calls, and that's really kind of par for the course now with all carriers. Drop calls are a thing of the past. The phone was just really good overall. So would I buy this device? There are a lot of good devices out there, especially in the Android world, to sort of compare this with. In a world where Verizon now has the Nexus 6, there's HTC One M8, there's the LG G3. There's a lot of really good competition. Get this device if the waterproofing is important to you. You want a ridiculously good camera, and you want something that you can sort of be a little more rugged than you go to other devices. I think the Xperia Z3v is going to be a pretty nice choice. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more videos from people who just love technology, hit the big subscribe button right here. We put up videos almost every single day. If you want to see us play video games, albeit sometimes a bit poorly, check us out at our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/technobuffalo. Links also right down below.